Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. Yes, we're not in our normal clothes and background just yet. Just away at this moment in time, but still getting a quick transfer update out there for you. So before we crack on with this video, make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. Make sure you press the bell and put your push notifications on. You can go and check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So let's crack on with this transfer update, and we'll start off first with the ins with Manchester City. So yesterday, as everyone's aware, because I put the video out, I did pre-warn that the video might be coming out yesterday, and it did. Absolutely fantastic. Makes 2 signings in 2 days. We're of course talking about Rodri, or Rodrigo as he's got written on the back of his shirt. So just after midday yesterday, British summertime, Manchester City announced the signing of Rodri from Atletico Madrid. It's a £62.5 million release clause deal, like I said, so roughly around €70 million. And like I said previously, a couple of days ago, it's also a 5-year contract. He will wear the number 16 shirt, which was last worn by Sergio Aguero. Of course, he wore that when he came over from Atletico Madrid, so he's got big shoes to step into here, Rodri. But everyone, I want you to welcome Rodri to Manchester City and make sure he feels at home. A video, like I said, is already up from yesterday's transfer, so, if you want to go and check out my thoughts on that, then I'll leave the link into that at the end of this video if you want to go and check it out, or just go on my channel and go and check it out with Rodri and the Manchester City kit, then you can do so. So, yeah. So, 2 players, like I said, in 2 days. Manchester City really stepping up their transfer business. And like I said, they wanted them for pre-season. They've now got these players for pre-season. City TV yesterday uploaded their videos with Rodri with interviews. And boy, did he speak extremely good English. Said he learnt it whilst he was in America. An extremely hard-working person. Also confirmed he doesn't like things like social media. Like I said, he was incredibly hard to track to see where he was. They had a rough idea that he was in Manchester. Of course he wasn't. He's completed his deal and also did his presentation yesterday. So absolutely fantastic. Welcome aboard to Rodrigo. So we're going to now carry on with other transfers, because of course Manchester City aren't just going to settle upon signing a left back and a defensive midfielder with cover with Fernandinho. They're of course looking potentially at another right back should Danilo leave, and they're definitely looking at a centre back too. But City are also always looking at young players, and that leads us on to our next player, which is Felix Correa from Sporting Club de Portugal, Sporting Lisbon, Sporting CP, whatever you want to call them. So there were some flickers going round in Portugal yesterday that Manchester City had actually signed Felix Correa for a fee to believed to be around €7 million. But these were just flickers. This wasn't nothing official. This wasn't coming from anything reliable or any sources coming in from Portugal. It was literally just coming in from fan pages. So I'm not too sure how legit this is. I'm going to keep an eye out for that, but once we get some more clarification from someone more reputable, then of course I'll be reporting that Manchester City have indeed signed Felix Correa. But we are expecting him to sign, just like we're expecting Eibar goalkeeper Asia Risco, however you say his name. We're also expecting him to sign for Manchester City too. These are players that I'm not sure if City are counting towards their first team players that they're going to be registering and counting towards their first team quota. I have no idea. Imagine Felix Correa will probably go out on loan, and Asa Risco will probably slot in as Manchester City's 3rd choice goalkeeper. So yeah, there we go. So last but not least, in the end, we're going to be talking now about a centre back, and we're going to be talking about what we've been talking about for most of the summer now, which is Harry Maguire. Now 90 min, I have no idea who they are. I've never heard of them in my life, but they were saying that Manchester City won't be meeting Leicester's valuation for Harry Maguire, and they're reporting that that's now going to give a clear run for Manchester United to go and sign him. Now I'm almost certain that if United want to sign Harry Maguire, if City want to sign Maguire too, they're going to have to pay a world record fee for a defender. And so you're left with a situation, if you need the player that much, you're either going to spend it or you're going to look elsewhere. And I know Manchester City have a strict transfer policy in place where they don't really like spending over the odds on players, and so they're trying to keep it as tight as possible, if you get where I'm coming from. They don't want to start splashing out 80, 90 million pound on players, because they know that when they do it once, they're going to have to do it all the time. But if City do want the man, then sometimes you've got to pay it. That's the situation that we're in. City are umming and ahhing. Manchester United, I won't get in as much umming and ahhing from them, because we know that they pay astronomical fees. They've already done it, so they've probably got no problem in doing it again. So it makes life difficult for us. I don't know where we're going to go with this transfer. City, of course, looking to meet homegrown players, but of course we signed Angelino, so he's a homegrown player, so that eases it just a little bit. We'll have to wait and see with the situation with regards to Harry Maguire. I feel like this transfer is probably going to drag on a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. But of course we're getting linked with other centre-backs too, so if you read into it too much, then you're probably getting your indication that City are probably taking their interest elsewhere away from Harry Maguire. So do let me know your thoughts of that in the comments below. So we're going to move on to the outs now, and we're going to be talking first about a player that some people probably never heard of, which is Anthony Caceres. Now, he's signed for Sydney FC on a 2-year deal, so I presume this is a free contract. He's either been released by Manchester City, or Manchester City have basically accepted an offer of nothing for him, to which you can sign him. But he's had a successful few months out on loan at Sydney FC, so he's now signed for them on a permanent basis for 2 years. Manchester City, of course, signed him to help out Melbourne City, our sister club in the City football group, but didn't work out, and instead he's gone to Sydney FC instead. So I wanted to wish the very best of luck to Anthony on his move to Sydney. Now, we've got an update now on Fabian Delph. Of course, I said yesterday that we're signing Angelino. Fabian Delph had cleared out his locker. Well, the update is there's still interest there from Turkey. Galatasaray, they're still very keen, and apparently they're very confident that they can sign Fabian Delph. Now, I've always had this picture in my mind where I don't see Fabian Delph playing in Turkey, and it'd be a really interesting move just to see how he did there. And so I kind of want him to go to Galatasaray just to see how he'd cope in a foreign league. He's never been abroad, Fabian Delph, playing in a foreign league, so it'd be interesting to see how he gets along. And I'm always encouraging other English players, because lots of other foreign people go abroad and try and their trade elsewhere to see how they get along and put themselves into unusual circumstances, and yet you don't see many English players doing it. The younger English players have started doing it, but we don't see many senior players doing it unless they're heading abroad. They're heading to somewhere like Australia or somewhere for the money, or America or wherever, but you don't really see them trying to look at other European clubs. So it'll be interesting to see how Fabian Delph gets along if he does indeed go to Galatasaray. And it's good that they're confident they can sign him, because that means there isn't an issue with wage, because I'm a little bit concerned that Fabian Delph will be on a lot of money at Manchester City that other teams probably won't want to pay that. And whilst he's got a contract at Manchester City, has every right to say no and still earn a wage at Manchester City. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And speaking of Turkey and outs, moves on to another player, Douglas Luiz. Highly rated at Manchester City and highly rated upon many Manchester City fans. However, he can't play for Manchester City. Reason for that is we can't get a work permit for him. We can't get a work permit for him until he plays for the Brazil national squad. And Brazil have said that they won't play him until he's playing at a top level consistently on a regular game-by-game basis. So we're in a catch-22. Where does City send him out on loan to? Of course, he's been out on Girona, but Girona haven't done too well, so Brazil decided not to call him up. City have asked Brazil to call him up and just bring him on so he gets an international cap so they can get the work permit, but Brazil said no. They're insistent on this. So it's a big tug of war, this one. There is interest coming in from Fenerbahce in Turkey with Douglas Luiz, which I think could be an interesting move, because Turkey's standard of football is good. They qualify for the Champions League, they qualify for the Europa League, they do okay in the Champions League and Europa League, and it's a good competitive league with good atmosphere and an okay standard of football, if I'm completely honest. And so it'd be an interesting move. I think Fenerbahce is a step up from Girona, who's just been relegated from La Liga, although there is some debate going on about if the Spanish teams are going to be chucked out, with whether they'll be reinstated, but I don't know the result of that, if I'm honest. But still, the point's valid, is that Fenerbahce, they're a consistent team, always in and around the top in the Turkish leagues, so it'll be an interesting move to see how he gets along. Good competitive football, stands more chance of getting promoted to the Brazil national team to get a cap so he can finally get a work permit to play for City, and also gives him great experience at playing at a good standard to get him used to if Manchester City are going to call upon him in a season or two. It makes sense. And so, I think that would be a good move. I'd like to know your thoughts of that, though, in the comments below. Do you think it'd be a good move, or do you think we should send him elsewhere? Anyway, we're going to crack on to the last story now, which is talking about Ilkay Gundogan. Now, German sources, they're saying that Ilkay Gundogan and Manchester City, they're opening up contract talks very soon over a new deal. We reported on this like 3 weeks ago, so not much has changed really that much there. But I was just thinking that this would be a great bit of business if we can get Ilkay Gundogan, who I know is now working on his fitness, on his holidays over in Los Angeles, as he put on his social media yesterday, that if he's keen to sign a new deal, let's get him met up in pre-season, let's get things talking, let's get things discussed, and let's get things agreed, get him on a new contract. That'd be brilliant, securing another player on a long-term deal. Still got no word on Leroy Sane and his contract situation, and still no decision that he said he was going to make on his future, so we've still not got word of that. But like I said, if we can get Gundogan on a new deal and if we can get Sane on a new deal, that'd be two great bits of business in this transfer window. Doesn't always have to be ins, it doesn't always have to be outs. Sometimes it's securing the services of players that are already here. Very important in keeping the good, very good and world-class players at this football club, and Gundogan and Leroy Sane both fall into that category, in my opinion. So there we go, that has been the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you slap a like on this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, press the bell and put your push notifications on too. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers. We've smashed past 4,000, we've smashed past 4,100 subscribers. We've got 4,200 subscribers on the horizon. We're making good gains. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. You can go check out my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram, which you can find in description below or popping up on screen if you want to go and check them out. My Twitter and Instagram, I'll keep you up to date with everything happening with Manchester City transfer news on my Twitter, retweeting sources and things like that, so well worth following me on that. Go and check out my Instagram if you're interested too. And also, like I said before, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below because I'm always interested in your opinion. So there we go, that has been the video. I hope you all enjoyed the video and I'll see you all again for the next daily Manchester City transfer update, which will of course be up tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.